Welcome back, team. Day 8 of our mobility challenge. Today you will again need that ball we used yesterday. And like yesterday, we are going to be working on our soft tissues. But today we're going to start with the soft tissues around the front of our hip. Yesterday we worked on the fascia of the side of our hip. Today we're going to the front, working on those front hip flexors. So, we're going to get down on the ground. Each position we're going to be in for 2.5-ish minutes. Today, where yesterday we were working the side and outside the pelvis, we're going to be working, if you can feel in your hip bone as the pelvis rotates down from the hip. You can feel it right around here. We're going to be working just below it and also just above it. So first, let's get down, put that ball into the hip. Make sure it's not resting on any bone, but it's on some tissue. And just start noodling around here. See what feels tight, what needs the work, what needs some love. And start, you should be able to feel the different muscles that are tight pretty quickly here. So keep working, keep getting to the sides. Feel free to do some of the contract and relax we've been doing. This is one of my favorite areas of the body to use contract, relax method. So just as a review, inhale, hold for 5, and relax. And you'll know that you fully mobilized to satisfactory capacity when on that relax, you can put all your weight on the ball and fully relax the glute. So as you exhale, going simultaneously breathing out and relaxing the glute, and see if you can just fully relax everything in the hip. And once you can relax everything around that ball, you'll know that you've been able to mobilize that area and relax those muscles sufficiently to gain a little bit of stretch in that fascia. So now I'm going to move it actually up just to above the bone. Not far. It's going to feel like it's pressing slightly into your abdomen, but just slightly. It should be right. The bone should be just touching the ball. And now you're going to keep going back and forth. Try and loosen some of the stuff up at just above that pelvis, in that area. We'll end up spending less time here as we did at the other spot. Again, if you feel like there's more work to be done after these 2.5 minutes, feel free to pause the video and take another 30 seconds, a minute, however long you want to spend here. But it's a great way to increase that front hip stretch. You can rotate side to side if you want. Gain some cross section of the muscle. Okay, that's about 2.5 minutes. Let's get on up. Switch sides. Again, if you felt like there was still work to be done, feel free to keep working that position. For the sake of this video not being over 10 minutes, we're going to switch sides. Okay, side number 2, let's get it right below the pelvis, right below that bone, at the top of the quad, and start playing with it. Take some time just to assess the hip. You can actually go pretty far in towards the center of your body if you want. I like to stay close to the outside of my leg, but that's personal. So now I found something sticky. I'm just gonna hold it here. I'm gonna let it rest. Now I'm gonna squeeze. And relax into it. So right here, I felt like I couldn't fully relax. So I'm gonna mark that spot, the spot at which I can no longer relax mentally, and I'm gonna squeeze. And I'm gonna try and relax past that. So each progressive contract, relax should try and take you 1 inch further. Well, not literally an inch, but 1 step further. 1 elongation further. This is real. Working these hip flexor muscles is super important, especially as we start to squat deeper and deeper. The deeper we go, the further they stretch, and the more important they become to getting us effectively up out of the bottom of that squat. The hip flexors run through from the attachment of our quad through our pelvis and insert our low back. So sometimes some low back pain can actually be the result of tight hip flexors or tight quads, even though they're on the other side of the body. All right, I'm going to rotate it up to above my pelvis for a couple more seconds as we finish off our 2.5 minutes. The lacrosse ball or baseball or whatever type of ball you're using is a great tool. So we're going to stay on the ground and stay with this type of technique. But we're actually going to move to the inside of the leg now. So this is going to be 1.5 minutes each side. We're going to work on the adductors, the muscles running from our groin down to our knees. So to that end, we're going to be back on the floor. And we're going to try and put that ball anywhere in this area. So as we come down over here, and as you find places of discomfort, we're actually going to work to extend the quad and then bring it back. Extend the quad and bring it back. So let's start just 1.5 minutes here. Again, working the soft tissues. After Yashin today, we will have effectively mobilized the soft tissues of the outside, front, and inside of our hips now. We talk a lot about keeping those knees out and keeping those knees steady and nice and reliable in the bottom of our uncompromised, stable squat. And the adductors have a lot to do with that. They're the muscles that are putting tension on, supporting the knees as we hit that bottom position. You can move that ball up a little further if you want. Now this is a lot of soft tissue mobilization for today, so we'll only be here a little bit longer. Okay, let's switch sides. 1 more minute. I know this is turning into a long video, but I believe you guys got it. So we're gonna do the other side now, just for a minute. Again, if you have the time today, I highly encourage you to keep working on these mobilization strategies. Good work. Let's get 2 contract relaxes. Inhale, contract, squeeze, 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 and relax. Get those muscles moving around the ball. Okay, one more time. Inhale, and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax. Great, let's dismount from that. Our soft tissue should be nice and mobilized. Tomorrow we're going to start doing a little bit more active stretching, getting back into the bottom of our squat. Great job. See you tomorrow.